Well, hi everybody, and welcome to the channel. Today we're in a beautiful spot up at Lake Tutira, and I thought I'd come up here just to share this little bit of a video with you. And this old hat right here, it's the one we're talking about. May seem strange to have a video about that, but some people talk about chance, and some people talk about karma. Well, it's an old saying that there but for the grace of God go I, and that's what this hat reminds me of, a bit about God's grace. And it's pretty simple. Ever since we were married, Helen and I thought we'd go for a big OE, have a look at Europe and all the rest of it. And in 2015, after the kids have all left home and everything's fine, and we were just retired, so we thought, okay, let's go. So we started planning it. And the first thing we had to decide was when we wanted to go. We didn't want to go in the middle of winter, too blooming cold. And the middle of summer in some of those places is pretty hot. So we thought, okay, spring or autumn, those are two times. Important to remember those things because they play a big part in the story. And we thought we'd drive our way around the place and all the rest of it. And in the end, it became just too difficult to sort out all the bookings. So we had to look at for a tour. Now, one of the things we decided to do, because we're going to Scotland where my people come from, Helen thought she'd really like to go and see the Edinburgh Tattoo, so that's what we timed everything around. And the tattoo was on August the 15th, I think it was. So that was the start of the autumn in Europe. So we thought, okay, late summer and early autumn, that'll be pretty good. So we found a tour and off we went. And around Europe, we had a few weeks over there. And one of the countries we went to was Spain, but I'll come back to that in a moment. While we were planning the tour out, you might remember back in 2017, and that's the year we actually went away on our tour, in the March, I've got some notes here. The 22nd of March in 2017, there was a terrorist attack on Westminster Bridge. Now, our hotel was 200 metres away from this bridge, and we walked on that bridge a lot when we were in London. And there were 50 injured, 4 killed, including a policeman, an unarmed policeman. The terrorist himself was killed by armed police. But that made us think a wee bit that life is not like it was in New Zealand, because this is well before the mosque killings down in Christchurch. So we thought about it for a bit, and yeah, that's fine. That's one of those things that happens. And when we actually got to London, there were still old wreaths and fresh ones in the spots where the people had died, which was quite poignant. It brought it all home to us again. So anyway, we went on our tour, and we've been on the road for about a week, I suppose. We're coming down through Spain, and we got to Barcelona. And beautiful country, Spain. Really enjoyed it. Barcelona is a great city, and we went to a street which all the tourists go to, called La Rambla, or sometimes called Los Ramblas. And it's a pedestrian street. It's got a lot of restaurants and things around on the edges, and through the middle there's a lot of little pop-up cafes and tourist traps, where they sell a whole lot of stuff. And that's in actual fact where I got my hat, because silly me, forgot to take it with me, went out, it was 40 degrees, and a very dry 40 degrees it is in Spain. So I went over to one of these market places and bought this hat with the Barcelona on it. That was great. Walked up and down the street. We promenaded like the Italians do. They walk up and down and have conversations and meet their friends, and the young girls walk up and down. And they're modelling the latest fashions and hairstyles and makeup and all the rest of it, and there's groups of boys standing around dribbling like groups of boys do all over the world, looking at the girls walking up and down, and it's a really great place. And that evening we went down and had dinner at a restaurant down there, and they put on a flamenco show for us, a flamenco music and dance, which is absolutely amazing, and then got on our merry way. Well, we toured around the rest of Europe, came back to London. In La Rambla, or Los Ramblas, there was another terrorist attack. And it was on August the 17th, so we were actually in Scotland at that time. The figures that I can find out at the moment, there was 16 dead, 154 injured. And all the flags in the UK and around were at half-mast in sympathy with the Spanish people. It was an absolutely horrendous thing. And again, it brought it home to us how lucky we are living here. And that's what this hat means to me. Every time I put it on and every time I think about it, I think about God's grace. Because if we'd gone on the times when we originally thought we were going to go, we could have been a part of that. And it was there for the grace of God, or but for the grace of God, when Helen and I. So there you go, that's what this hat is all about. That's why it's got the big B in the Barcelona on it. And every time I wear it, it reminds me of how good God is. So there you go. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to ride free, and of course, God bless.